The situations in my life that led me down the criminal justice path and kind of being able to learn from it was a lot of it had to do with emotional burnout. I use the analogy of like a kettle, so I was keeping everything brewing until it was time to like let the steam out, but at the time it wasn't a healthy outlet. I had an instance at work at the time where they accused me of something and I wasn't that. For example, they tried to label me as like someone that stole something, but I didn't. And then they did a whole investigation and they realized that I wasn't even the person. And I wasn't talking about any of this. I literally sat with this for like months without even talking to anyone about this or even saying how I felt in the moment. And when I was at that breaking point, and I think I use the word breaking point because for me, that's what it was. Like I literally told the line. I was a good student. I did everything that traditional. You work a job, you do the school. I think I was in my like third or fourth year around that kind of emotional break for me. And when that happened, a switch flipped on for me. And I was just like, here I am holding myself to so much restrictions. And I looked at it, I was like, it's not leading to nowhere. Like I was just like, you know what? I want it now. I'm gonna get it right now. That was the mistake that led me down that path. Was I used my ambition in a negative way as a financial crime kind of thing, to do anything and everything to get money. Then it didn't matter if it was good or bad. I wanted the nice car. I wanted the nice clothes. I wanted to go out and have spending money. I didn't want to live paycheck to paycheck and literally have nothing or couldn't afford things. And then there was my own ambition and be like, you know, I'm putting in all this work and it's not even doing anything. And for me, I was in a pit. I felt like I jumped into that abyss. And you know, some people are like, you know, I climbed out of it. I sat in that abyss. And I literally was just like, you know what, like I'm not gonna even use that energy to like climb out of it this time. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna just run my course and see how far I get. So when someone is at that breaking point of like, you know what, like school is not for me, working a 9 to 5 isn't for me. Fast money is not real money at the end of the day. And I think that's what I saw with them and I saw with my story was there's a difference between chasing money and there's a difference between making money. So I know that crime is not a longevity kind of thing. But the youth right now, I feel like they feel abandoned by society. And that's how I felt too. It's like no one cares. Like what good can come out of me by working a regular job? Like what good could come out of me going to school and paying thousands of dollars and making no money out of it, right? Crime is, and that's why it's such a pervasive and it's uncontrollable is that you could do anything, right? Robbery, theft, all these things, join a gang and participate for monetary funds, right? Temptation is really the root of it, really. If I want these nice clothes because people are gonna think that I'm doing better in life, I thought that too. And guess what? Those clothes don't fit anymore. I don't have the clothes that I was doing when I was like doing crime when I was younger. They don't fit me anymore. But in that moment, I thought that was the most important thing to me. The looking the part was the biggest thing to me. For me, adult responsibilities was like parenting my parents. I think that was a hard one. And I think that growing up in Jane and Finch, I saw a lot of youth do that. And that was our like touching point because we couldn't be kids. We weren't able to have a childhood because let's say that you had to be at home to make sure mom's good, right? You had to make sure that, you know, if you were going out and stuff like that you would come back at a certain time because your mother couldn't go to sleep because you didn't come home, right? And that was the fear. I think that, you know, there's so many like ups and downs that can happen in any community. And I don't think no one's family wants to be that down moment in the community. So there's that like parents are always looking at like they will come outside and try to call your name, they'll call your friends, they'll be like, where is they? Where like, you know, if they can't get a hold of you. So there's that like fear that I knew that my mother was holding. So I would try to like make it easier on her. So like if my other brothers were out, at least I was at home. You know, so I did sacrifice a little bit about my childhood to make sure that the family was like I felt like I was the glue. So I didn't start getting into employment after high school. After high school, when I was in university, that's when I got my first like part-time job, or like in grade 12, that's when I got my part-time job. When I was younger, I wasn't making like a huge amount of money for myself, but I was exhausting myself mentally though from school because I was the first in my family to go to university. And I was the first to graduate. And I probably am one of the few that went to school. And university wasn't like preached to us. Like, it wasn't like, oh, here's a path that I took. It was like, you have to figure that out. So that was in itself emotionally and mentally draining.